My name is Akpan Emmanuel, co-founder AI Teacher. I welcome you once again to today's training. We started last week where we began to see what AI is all about and how it can help us as educators in the classroom. We we also looked at some of the things that could be issues around contents that we are generating. We try to understand two major things, which is one, types of AI tools that we have. Of course, we explained that we have two types, that we basically have the general purpose AI and then of course the specific purpose AI. And we explained that the general purpose AI are basically for general use case. So an educator can use it, a doctor can use it, a lawyer can use it, a content person can use it, a social media person can use it, and so on and so forth. And then we also talked about the specific purpose AI that is majorly for specific purpose, just as the name is designed for certain things for specific things. Okay, so we talked about AI teacher as one of that specific purpose AI that is basically designed for educators. And we also try to explain why it is important that we make use of specific tools, because we try to explain the reason around the fact that these AI tools are trained for these specific reasons. So AI tools for educators or for school system, they are trained for school purpose, right? And then for doctors, probably for medicine, there is AI trained for that specific purpose. For lawyers, they are AI trained for that specific purpose. For social media expert people, they are specific, basically tools that are trained for them to use. So, having said that, those are the major things that we looked at last week. So this week we are going to move into so the rest of the week, we are going to be looking at some of the tools that we have on AI Teacher and how to basically use them. So today we are going to be looking at how can you build a curriculum? Curriculum are basically very important part of teaching and learning, basically. So, and it's very important that as educators, we have the right tools that will help us build or design a proper curriculum for our students. And this is very important because in our own case, where there are certain things that certain topics that we would like to teach that we may not have the curriculum because it's not in the in the Nigerian context, like one of the things that government expect us to teach in the class, and then you feel that, oh, I need to teach my student need to have this knowledge. So for example, in cases of in when we are talking about, for example, money, right? If you're going to teach people about money, or let's say in your school, you decide that, hey, I want my student to have an idea of how money runs, right? There is no curriculum that could help you teach students that will run span for 12 weeks, right? So AI Teacher is there to help you build curriculum on any subject matter, right? For example, you want your student to learn public speaking. You want them to start now to understand public speaking and how it works, right? There might not be any curriculum out there that can help you, to be able to train or teach your students on public speaking. You want to infuse it into your normal school day activity, right? So AI Teacher can help you with that, can help you build curriculum on any subject matter. um, Anything that you feel, oh, I need my student to have an understanding of this subject matter. I don't just want to train. I want my student to be outstanding. I want them to, not just know what the normal curriculum is saying, right? What we have been handed over to teach the student. I want my student to have extra skills or extra knowledge on certain different topics, right, and you want to add it into the school activity, you can create curriculums for it that will span the whole of the 12 weeks that you want to teach your student on. So let's quickly jump into it and see how we can make use of AI Teacher to build a curriculum. So here we have in my screen here, I'm sharing AI Teacher dashboard. Of course, this is the web app. We have the mobile app. So if you are using the web app and you like to download the mobile app, you just click here, and it takes you straight down to the Play Store where you can download it into your phone. So, but for this case, I'm going to be using the web app. So I'm going to just click on, of course, how did I get here? You'll sign in. Once you sign in, you will likely be in the dashboard here, right? So to make use of any of the tools, you click on all tools, right? So once you click on all tools, you can now go ahead and click curriculum generator. Of course, like we rightly said, AI Teacher is totally free at this time. It's totally free for teachers. You can go ahead and create whatever you want to create from curriculums, and everything you want to create, you would like to create. You can do that on AI Teacher totally for free. And I'll just mention one thing. I think we mentioned it last week where we started explaining why educators should use tools that are updated. We tried explaining some things that some of us don't understand when we use ChatGPT. So I explained last week that ChatGPT, the free version, basically use GPT 3.5 Turbo. Now, what that means is that for GPT 3.5, I also opened the dashboard and I showed us that 3.5 knowledge base ends in 2021. Right, ends in, I believe, September 2021, if I'm not mistaken now, but of course it ends in 2021. What that means is that for us as educators, and this is very important because what we want to stay updated, we want to have recent information, we want to have the correct information that we feed to our student, right? So it's not just you going to generate something, and of course we know how beautiful AI is. Once you generate something, it gives you a beautiful content. Now, if you are not someone that is very good at details, checking out details, you might just, copy that way and then begin to teach your student. But that's why it's very important that we use the tools that are updated. So the optional thing you can do is to pay the $20 on ChatGPT to use the recent GPT. So we have the recent one now, ChatGPT 4.0. Now, to access that, you need to pay for $20 per month to be able to access that. If you don't have that $20 to pay, you can come here to AI Teacher, and it is totally free. And you are using the same thing you are paying $20 for on ChatGPT is what you get here for free, totally for free, right? Basically, running on the same GPT 4.0, right? The most recent one, right? So I just needed to point that out so that we can begin to take advantage of this tool, right? So let's go straight into it. So I want to introduce my student to public speaking, right? And I've been looking for curriculum and all of that, and I can't find it, right? So I can just come into AI Teacher here, right? Put the subject I'm trying to create curriculum for, and I go ahead to pick the grade or the classroom or the student I want to teach. And the beautiful thing about AI Teacher is that it spreads across from preschool to university level, right? So I want to teach my students that are in grade 3, for example. I want to begin to prepare them on how they can speak in the public. Very soon, maybe they will be representing the school somewhere in debates and in all of those kind of things. I want my teachers to begin to show them how they can speak properly, the right words to use, and all of those kind of things, right? So I've chosen grade 3, right? And then next thing I want to do is to choose the kind of curriculum type. Do I want Nigerian curriculum? Do I want UK curriculum? Do I want the US curriculum? Do I want Cambridge curriculum? Whatever curriculum that you would like to use, you just type that in here. It's as simple as that. So I'll just go ahead and type in here Nigerian curriculum. Of course, I'm not sure we have public. So if we don't have these topics treated in Nigeria, the AI does not have enough content to be able to generate something that is suited for that particular locality, because we don't have enough data that to train the AI on that, right? So, but you can still go ahead and use Nigeria curriculum, but I want to use UK curriculum, okay? Okay, just type UK and that's it. Okay, let me just give it United Kingdom, right? And that's for that. Now here is very important because you can add additional notes. So for example, there are certain things you want the AI to consider when creating this curriculum. Now, as you can see here, just 3 things. You are not doing more than this, and then you generate, right? But in a case where you need, there are certain things that you want to certain things you want to add, some added things that you, or things you want the AI to put into consideration, things you want it to note, things you want it to, or guidelines you want to give to it, right? Or specifications, right, on the curriculum, what it should look like and all of that. We are educators and school owners. You can just, put that, type in here. And once you type it in here, it will put that into consideration while creating your curriculum. So let's go ahead. For me, I will not put anything there. But again, for you as an educator, you can actually do that. So I'll just hit generate to show us how simple this is. So that's just it. You put in those 3 things, and then it is, it goes ahead to create whatever it is that you're asking it to create. While it is loading, like I rightly said, I'm going to repeat that it is totally free to use AI Teacher. All of the tools that are here are basically free. For in next coming month, we might begin to charge. So that's why we say that teachers should just go ahead and make use of this tool right now. And of course, to also mention that it is running on the recent GPT. Okay, so here it is. It has created that for us. Public speaking curriculum for grade 3. Course overview. This 12-week curriculum is designed to introduce grade 3 students in the United Kingdom to the fundamentals of public speaking. By the end of the term, students will have gained confidence in their speaking abilities, learn to convey messages effectively, and develop key communication skills. Now, if you note here, it has given the objective for this curriculum. Then we can see here, week 1, right? So remember, we have 12 weeks. Now, the beautiful thing about this, right, is that you don't need to understand the prompt or all those kind of things. Teachers are very busy people. You have your schedules. You shouldn't be going to, understand how you need to talk to AI. There are tools that are designed for you, right, that makes it easy for you. AI Teacher is one of it. You don't have to start, understanding prompt engineering, this one engineering. You are not an engineer. What you are, who you are, is a teacher. That little time you have, focus on, helping your student. So tools like this help you to maximize that time you have, that time that you need or that you have as an educator. So we have week 1 here, week 2, right? As you can see, voice clarity and projection. Week 3, understanding body language. Week 4, crafting your message. Week 5, speech writing basics. Week 6, practice and peer review. Week 7, using visual aids. Week 8, listening skills. Week 9, speech delivery. Week 10, the power of storytelling. Week 11, organizing speech events. Week 12, final presentation and reflection. So we have assessment method, materials used, additional notes, and so on and so forth. So here you have all a well-crafted curriculum for your grade 3 student to be able to learn public speaking. Like I rightly said, right? The reason for this particular tool here is not to cancel out the curriculums that we have. No, I rightly mentioned that the goal is to help educators that probably want to teach other subjects that they don't have curriculums for. Right? You're trying to introduce a new topic. For example, you're trying to introduce coding and robotics in your school. You're trying to introduce, dancing in your school. You're trying to introduce music in your school. So all of these things that you're trying to introduce, right? So if you don't have the curriculum, you can actually, you may not be able to teach it as you want it to be taught. So that's why you can basically come here to create that. So once you have done this, you can go ahead and download PDF by clicking on download PDF, and then you click on start download, And then once you do that, it's going to ask you to save it. Or if you have a printer connected to your system, you can actually print it immediately. But if not, you can save as PDF, and then you have it on your system. So as you can see, that's about how many pages now? That's about 4 pages. That's super splendid, right? So we save that, and once we save that, you have your PDF. It's going to show you which location are you trying to save it to, right? You can give it a name, public speaking, right? Okay, still loading. Okay, so you can just here choose where you want it to be saved and all of that, and you can give it a name, right? Public speaking. Okay, now this is what sometimes you have to pay so much to expert for them to be able to get something like this for you. So I just click on save. In less than 1 to 2 minutes, you have your curriculum saved in your system. That's curriculum generator for you. So we are going to be wrapping up here. Next week we are also going to take another tool where I'm going to show us how to use them. Okay, so just to wrap up, or just to reflect on what we've said, we've talked about the fact that these can actually generate 12 weeks curriculum for you on any subject matter. You don't have to type so much there. You put the subject you're trying to treat, you put the grade, and then you click on generate, or you choose the curriculum type, and then if there are any other additional notes, you put that in, and then you generate. So that's for that. I would take, if there are any questions on this, you can open the Q&A session right there in your in the chat session, and then drop your Q&A, and then we'll take that, and then we'll round up there. Yes, any questions? Oof. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask your questions. Really sorry for those just joining in, you're welcome. So any questions so far? Okay. Good day, Faded you're welcome. Are there any questions? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, for those that are just joining in, I'm just going to try to, go ahead and just do a little bit of recap of what we've said, of the tools that we have looked at. You're welcome, all those joining in. Pardon us for not allowing you in earlier. Okay, so today we started in just 5 minutes. I'm just going to do that. In the next 6 minutes, we should be rounding up and leaving here. So if you're not able to get totally what I'm going to, the little this thing I'm going to do now, you can as well. We'll be sharing the video so that you can watch and then learn from there. So today we started by explaining the fact that started by telling us that as teachers, as educators, we must be, mindful on tools that we use. We started talking about ChatGPT, and then of course, from last class we discussed that the difference between ChatGPT and specific tools that are designed for you as an educator, right? And I said that the ChatGPT you are using now at the moment is called ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. That's the model language, the model that you are using, basically. So once you click on ChatGPT and you're using it, you're using GPT 3.5 Turbo. What that means is that because GPT 3.5, the knowledge base ends in 2021. What it means is that if you're asking ChatGPT anything that is between 2022, 2023, remember we are already in 2024, and you are asking it questions, it will likely not tell you it doesn't understand. It will likely, generate or, juggle things and then give it to you as an educator. And like I said, for us as educators, it's very key and important that everything that we are giving to our students, we are very careful to know that they are, proper information and the current and recent information. Okay, so it's very important. So, and I also mentioned that if you want to make use of the current GPT that was just released as GPT 4.0, right, you can actually do that by paying $20 on ChatGPT. You just, click on the premium plan, and then you pay $20 and use that monthly. So that $20 is monthly. So then I explained that on AI Teacher, we are using the recent version, which is GPT 4.0, and that is recent. So, and you're totally using it for free. totally for free. You are not paying a dime. Remember, on ChatGPT, you pay $20, but here you are not paying a dime to make use of the most recent GPT that would give you the current information that you're looking for. Not only that, it is also trained to understand your needs as educator. So it is going to give you information, as educator, as what you need as an educator, not just juggling words. It is well trained to be able to understand when you give it instructions that, oh, okay, I'm speaking with an educator, I'm not speaking with a lawyer, right? So that's why lawyers can use this. That's why medicine doctors can use this, right? But doctors can use ChatGPT, but they can't use it because this is basically designed for educators. So when we said, let's take a look at one of the tools, which is curriculum generator, and we said this curriculum generator is basically designed to help us build curriculums on topics we want to teach our students, or on subject matter we want to teach our students, but we can't find the curriculum anywhere. Okay, so there are things you want to teach your student. You want your student to have a deep understanding of money and how it flows and how it works, right? There's no way of teaching it. Nobody's teaching that. There's no curriculum around it right now in Nigeria. I don't know if there's any. And then you want to integrate that into your classes, or you want to teach coding and robotics. You've been looking for a proper curriculum, you can't find one, right? And then you want to build a curriculum for that so that you can integrate into your classroom. Or you want to teach your student about public speaking, right? You want your student to be very confident, right? They want to go out there to represent the school somewhere and all of that, and you want them to begin to learn how to speak, because you want to build world leaders, not just people that will be shy, right? But people that can stand anywhere and speak, right? So, and then you need a good curriculum to be able to teach your students some of these things. So what you do is you just come here to your all tools, and once you get to your all tools, you click on curriculum generator. We've been able to do that already, but we are just running this over for those that are just joining. And then you type the name of the topic here. Okay, so for example, we've already done public speaking, so let's do coding and robotics, for example. Okay, coding and robotics, right? And then what class do I want this curriculum to be for? I want it to be for, let's say, grade 9 student, right? And then what curriculum do I want to use? Curriculum type here means, is it Nigerian, is it UK, is it Canadian, is it Finland, is it, just name it. Any country curriculum is going to build a curriculum for that particular country. So let's basically use Nigeria, okay, because we are Nigerians. And then here I explain that this additional note here is for you to, any other thing you want it to take note while it is building or creating the curriculum, you put that in here. You want it to, there are specific things or guidelines you want it to note while creating that, you can just put all of that in this box, right? So, okay, so you can just put that in that box to, to add any other additional details. Now, it's very important. These additional details can be very important to you as educator, right? You want it to tweak it some way. You want it to put it, certain things you want it to note while creating it, right? You want it to probably give examples or something. Whatever you want, you can put that in there. Then, as you can see, just 3 things you put here: the subject, the grade, the curriculum type, and you are good to go. If you don't put anything here, you're fine. But if you still want to put something there, you can go ahead. So I'm not putting anything there. I'll go ahead and click generate. Okay, so in the next 2 minutes, we'll be rounding up. So yeah, like I rightly said, this is super interesting, especially for teachers that are basically looking at integrating AI into their classroom. Again, let's not forget, this is totally free. You just head over to aiteacher.com, sign up for an account. If you don't have an account already, you sign up and you begin to enjoy this amazing tool for educators. Okay, so it's loading. Then once it's done, it's going to give us the result that we are looking for. Okay, yes, so we have our result now. As you can see, grade 9 coding and robotics, grade 9 coding and robotics curriculum for Nigeria, right? And then in this course, students will explore the exciting world of coding and robotics, integrating computational thinking and applied sciences. They will learn. Now, this is super amazing. Now, of course, you understand that in Nigeria, we basically use 12 weeks, right? So, and then class per week, two times, and then it's giving you class duration, right? 1 hour, 30 minutes each, right? I know this is for senior students. I know for some junior students, theirs is 45 minutes. So because of the grade 9, if it were to be, let's say we use grade 3 or grade 4, it's going to tell us 45 minutes, right? So weekly structure, right? Week 1 to 2, week 3 to 5. As you can see here, it is up to week 12. Then it's now going to give us weekly breakdown, materials required. It's going to, you see that computers with coding, then all of the things that you need to buy, robotic kits that you need to buy, projector and whiteboard, internet connection, all the materials you need, and then week by week breakdown. So these are the topics they'll be taking week by week 1 to 2. Right, so that's the topic they'll be taking week 1 to 2, week 3 to 5, week 6 to 8, week 9 to 10, week 11 application development and robotics project, week 12 assessment and evaluation, educational outcome, additional resources, and voila, you have a beautiful curriculum that you can use to teach or train your student on. You can go ahead and download here, click on download, and then you start download. You can create curriculum on any subject matter. I mean, any subject matter, any topic that you want to create on, you can do that here. The curriculum is not available in Nigeria, or we don't have that kind of curriculum at the moment in Nigeria. You can come here and it will build the curriculum for you. And then you can just save it, okay? So this one is coding, right? So I'm just going to save that, and then I have that on my system fully saved, right? So that's how this basically works. It helps you to build any curriculum for any subject matter. At this point, I will take any question that we may have, and then today's class is just 30 minutes, and then we'll round up there. Questions that you may have, let me check if we have any questions so far. So if you have any question, you can just drop that in the chat box, or you can just raise your hands, and then I would try to unmute you to take your question. Yes, questions, any questions? You can raise your hands if you have any. Okay, so let's say we don't have any questions. Today's class was really focused on us having an idea of some of the tools that is on AI Teacher, to see how we can begin to use them, how we can begin to, take advantage of the tools here. Okay, I see Confidence. You're raising your hand, so I'm going to unmute you for you to speak. Okay, Confidence, you can go ahead to unmute yourself and speak. You have the mic now.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Edson. My question is, will
I'm
he
struggling
be
to
able
hear
to
you,
generate...
Confidence.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, but struggling to hear you. No problem. Go ahead. I'll try to strain my ears. Go ahead.
Okay. My question, many schools are trying to imbibe into the Cambridge curriculum. They are trying to get away with a lot of the Nigerian curriculum. So will this app be able to generate a curriculum in line with what the Cambridge offers? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Confidence. I actually didn't even hear anything you said. Really struggling to hear you. So please, can you do a little favor by typing in your question? Hopefully, I'll be able to understand what it is that you are asking. Struggling to hear you. Or try again one more time. Let me see if I can hear you clearly. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Confidence.
Yeah, good morning. Can you hear me?
Wow. I can just hear you faintly. When I mean very, very faint, I can't really get you clearly. So I think if you can just do a little bit of typing, just type in the box in the next 1 to 30 seconds or 15 seconds, if you can quickly do that, so we'll be able to take that question. Okay, so for everyone that has joined in today, we basically looked at all the tools that one of the tools that we have on AI Teacher that is super amazing. That is Curriculum Generator. Go ahead and try it out. Build curriculums for your students or for your classroom. That thing you want to teach, you've been looking for resources. And I know someone will ask, oh, it's just curriculum. How do I get the content to teach? It's simple. Once you have the curriculum, copy the topic, take it to the lesson plan generator, right? That's it there. Take it to the lesson plan generator and generate the lesson plan for that particular topic. Next week, if we have time, we might be going through this, practicing it. What we have done with AI Teacher is that everything and anything you actually look for to use in the classroom is basically here, right? So you've created the curriculum, and then you're asking yourself, oh, how do I get the content? Will I start going to be searching on the internet for content? You don't need that. Click on lesson plan to generate lesson plan. And then you're asking yourself, what about the notes? Where will I get notes to write for my students? Click on lesson note here, put in the topic there, and it will generate the note for you, right? So you just put the lesson title, the subject, the grade, and if there are certain topics you would like, the AI to concentrate on, right? You can put subtopics. If not, just allow it to do its thing, and it will give you, content for that particular topic in that curriculum. And I tell you, it does a very good job doing that. Okay. So whatever it is, whether you're thinking, because in this part of the world, there are certain content that you might not be able to see, that you might, especially when you are introducing a new topic, right? Okay, so with this tool, you're able to introduce a new topic, you can get the content, you can get the notes, right? And very soon, hopefully, very soon, it's been a bit hectic for us, but we are working on building in your presentation. From your curriculum, you can create presentations, graphical presentations with images and text and videos, right? To be able to present to your students, so that for students that basically have needs around, they are visual aid learners or visual learners, right? You can use that to, work with them. So there's a whole lot you can enjoy here. So next week we are going to look at another tool. We choose another tool at random. There's so many here: activity generator, assignment generator, marking scheme. This is amazing. You want to create marking scheme on any subject matter, right? Last week we looked at appraisal feedback generator. Please, you can go and watch the video for last week. Appraisal feedback generator is super amazing, right? You are able to send feedbacks to your students that are super amazing for them to read and get feedbacks on things that they need to work on and improve on, right? We have behavioral intervention. You have a student misbehaving in the class, you don't understand what to do with that student. This is an amazing tool that will help you to know how best to work with that particular student. This is basically very good for preschool learners and early years and nurseries and young primaries and all of that, right? Special needs students, we are going to be looking at this newsletter generator. We are going to also be looking at all of these tools, how we can begin to use them. Vocabulary generator, you want your student to learn new words. You don't need to carry the dictionary and start flipping. This will give you the meaning and also put it into sentences, right? You can ask it to put it into sentences. It will give you the meaning of the word, and then put the word into sentences so that your student can be able to, deal with those kind of vocabularies and the words, right? So that's that for today. Let me see if Mr. has dropped his question. Let me see if he has dropped his question so I can take that question and then we call it a day. Let me check that in the chat. Okay, can the AI Teacher generate Cambridge curriculum and content? Yes, it can generate any curriculum. All you just need to put there is Cambridge curriculum, and then to generate Cambridge curriculum. Now, we are working on a particular tool here that will be generating questions. Let me just show us that, right? If you scroll down to, I know so many people don't know about this tool, right? Like I said, teachers just need to come in here and begin to check it. Now, this practice test generator, probably we'll look at it, but it is still not 100% functional yet, but you can just test it out, right? Some of these, especially the new ones, are still not working properly, but it can actually do, you know, simple tasks for you, right? So for now, it can only generate like 5 questions, 5 to 4 questions, right? And on some certain topics. So we are working on improving it. Very soon we'll be launching the 2.0 that would be able to solve that. So you can see here we have SAT, TOEFL, IELTS, GMAT. You want to generate questions for your students to practice on all of this. So we call it practice test generator. Very soon we'll add WAEC as well, and NECO as well will be added there as well. So you can just click on SAT or TOEFL or IELTS or GMAT, you know, and then you can choose the topic. You can choose the difficulty level, basic, intermediate, or advanced. You can choose question format, right? Multiple choice, short answer, or essay. Okay, right? You can add the specific number of questions. You can enter time limits, and then any other additional instructions, and then you generate, right? So like I said, if you try to use this, you might have a little bit of but it's going to generate. It might not give you the total number. If you say 10, it might give you 5 questions. It might give you 4, right? But it's doing that work well. But we are still working on improving on it, so that's why we are not, you know, shouting so much on it. It's going to be a game changer, a tool where you can just, you know, you want to set, you know, questions for your students, you know, for them to take, and it also comes with the answer key, right? You'll be able to do that with this. There are so many other tools that we are going to be adding on AI Teacher to support educators. So yes, you can generate Cambridge curriculums with AI Teacher in your curriculum generator. Just put in there, like I rightly mentioned, Cambridge curriculum, right? And then it will generate the here, just here, you put that, you put the subject, the grade, and then you put that here. And then if there's any other additional thing you want, you put that in here. Okay, so at this point, we are going to end the class here. Next week, we are going to begin to look at another tool. Please don't miss next week's class for anything. Let's try as much as we can to join in at the time at 12. We are going to reshare this video for as many people that miss the class, so you can as well go back to it. At this time, we'll say do have a wonderful weekend, and do have a wonderful one. We are hoping you guys, we're hoping you enjoy your weekend. God bless you all, and bye-bye.